At last, the red dragon is upon us. What? The Safi siege has been going on for a while now? And the event quest is coming to an end soon? Huh? What? Oh, well, you see, with the arrival of Safi'Jiiva and the third title update for Monster Hunter World Iceborne came amazing armor sets and fantastic weapons. These new pieces of equipment let us reach a level of customization we had never seen before. Welcome hunters, my name is Deus and today I will cover the second and third title updates for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, specifically for the Hunting Horn. Our objectives will be to break down how the melody system works for the Safi Horns, and to explain how you should be building them. This video will not cover the Safi'Jiiva siege at all. If you are not familiar with the mechanics of the quest, useful resources will be provided in the description below. Very well, with this out of the way, I think it's time to begin. After completing the siege, you will obtain Dracolites and relic weapons. You are guaranteed to find at least one relic matching your weapon type. In total there are 9 Safi Horns, 4 status and 5 element. Every horn comes with a default melody, which can be found on the Puke Puke one, and a random awaken ability. What makes those weapons so unique is that for the first time in the series, you are finally able to change the melody on your hunting horn. This can be achieved by equipping a melody awakening on your weapon. Regarding the hunting horn melody awakenings, they can be classified in 5 groups: earplugs, abnormal status, stamina, element, and attack. You can only have a single melody at a time. If you want to equip a specific one, it will replace the current song list on the weapon you are upgrading. It is also impossible to combine specific songs. For example, you cannot get Attack Up Large and Earplugs Large on the same horn, because no song list in the game features both at once. The melodies are like a full package. When picking one, it completely changes the list of songs. The Safi Hunting Horns do not feature new melodies, only already existing ones. To make this easier to follow, the melodies will be labeled after the hunting horns with them. The stamina, element, and attack categories all have 4 different levels of melodies, going from 1 to 4. To illustrate this, let's look at the attack melody group. Within this one we can find attack melody 1 on the Madbone horn, attack melody 2 from Basil, attack melody 3 which is Volcana, and attack melody 4 which is Acidic Lavinus. This is also true for the stamina and element ones. Levels are counted as upgrades. While awakening your hunting horn with Dracolite, it is possible to roll for a higher level of melody. You can upgrade your melody from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. It is also possible to randomly roll for those melodies, even if you do not have an attack melody at all to begin with. Only one melody is featured in the earplugs and abnormal status categories. They do not have multiple levels. For earplugs, it can be found on the Runer Nergigante horn, and abnormal status negated can be seen on the Teostra horn. Now, there is something that I need to address. While the game does count the melody level as upgrade, this is misleading. You cannot make your song stronger by upgrading. The way it works is that the melodies within the same group share a theme. Outside of what they have in common, each level features a different list of songs. Let's use the attack melodies as an example again. All of them share the attack song and impact echo wave. The other songs will differ based on the note colors. We see this with the stamina melodies as well. They all share the song Stamina Use Reduced Large. The elemental melodies all possess elemental effectiveness up, and 3 of those have the song Elemental Attack Boost, being 2, 3, and 4. Now, if we go back to our attack melody group, there isn't one that is strictly superior to the others. All of them can be useful, and you should choose a melody based on your preference for the songs it has and not for the number tied to it. With this newfound knowledge, it's time to cover the important melodies that you should be getting. Although there are many melodies, we typically only focus on the 4 attack boosting ones. This is because Attack Up Large, or Attack AuxL for short, is the single best buff one could provide to a team. When playing it, the initial song effect highlighted by the green color gives a 15% damage boost. Performing an encore, which is playing the song again, will then upgrade it to the AuxL version. The boost goes from 15 to 20%. So essentially, playing the song grants a 20% damage boost to your weapon's base draw. To put this into perspective, it is the equivalent of proccing Fortify twice. For simply playing it, mind you, this boost also stacks with the self-improvement damage buff, and that's extremely good for the Hunting Horn user. What makes this song so good is that it's a multiplicative boost. Unlike flat attack buffs such as Peak Performance or Agitator, Attack AuxL is a multiplier. This means that the bigger your weapon's raw is, the stronger this buff gets. The importance of this song cannot be understated, and you should be prioritizing it when picking an attack melody, or melody in general. Alright, now that we know what the attack melodies are, it's time to highlight what each of them is good at. Attack Melody 1 has the Echo Song Speed Boost plus Evade Window Up, which drops a light blue bubble on the ground. This one gives extra movement speed as long as self-improvement is active. The speed boost only works for all the Hunting Horn users, yes, not just for yourself. As a side bonus, anyone can get the equivalent of Evade Window 3 if they step inside the bubble. The song Environmental Damage Negated can nullify the effect of the heat and the lava from the Elder Recess. It also features the song Earplug Small. This is the equivalent of the Earplugs level 3 skill. It is impossible to turn it into Earplugs Large with the Encore. It only extends the duration. The song cannot be combined with the Armor skill. What this means is that you cannot combine Earplug Small and the Armor skill Earplug level 2 to reach, say, level 5. Here is a list of monsters based on the level of earplugs needed for them. Muck, water and deep snow resistance will negate the movement penalty caused by those terrains. What you may not know though is that it can be used against Shara Valda to let you walk through the sand as well. Pretty neat. Attack Melody 2 has the extended health recovery bubble. Upon touching it, you will get a passive recovery effect similar to Balazak's Super Recovery. It also stacks with Sade set bonus. The second title update featuring Stygian Zinogre adjusted how the song works. Now health can be regained even when taking damage over time. This makes the song better and it can now help against monsters with health draining mechanics, such as Blackveil Valazak. Attack Melody 3. This is a well-rounded melody for multiplayer. It offers attack up large and some good utility options. Wind Pressure Negated is excellent for countering Lunastra. It will nullify the wind effect coming from the wing flaps and the supernova. The Defense Up Large song became better with Master Rank. It is a multiplier and works similarly to Attack Up Large. The higher your defense is, the better it gets. With the third title update, we are now able to upgrade our armors even further. This indirectly makes the song more effective. Max Stamina Up plus Recovery raises your stamina cap from 150 to 200. The bubble dropped on the ground acts like a ration for anyone who goes in and out of it. This is something that bow and dual blade players will definitely appreciate. and Attack Melody 4, the offensive one. This melody features both damage dealing songs, Impact Echo Waves, and Dragon Echo Waves. Impact Echo Waves is excellent for KO, while Dragon Echo Wave will shine on Dragon weak monsters. What the song list has going for it is All Melody Extended. It increases the duration of currently active songs by a certain amount. It is 30 seconds with no Maestro, 40 seconds with Maestro 1, and 50 seconds with Maestro 2. This makes keeping your songs active a lot easier. Knockback Negated gives Flinch Free level 3 and Windproof 5. It can be used as a substitute for Wind Pressure Negated. This is an amazing song for multiplayer. Hunting Horn has super armor on most of its attacks, which means that you don't get flinched by your teammates, usually. However, you are extremely prone to getting staggered in 2 instances. While moving around the monster to find a good opening, and right after an echo attack. On top of this, the hit stab is a short animation without armor at all, so if you try to go for echo attack into heal stab, you will get flinched for sure. There is no way around it. I personally find this obnoxious, and it's why I prefer using horns with attack melody 4. As a side note, if you choose an attack melody other than the 4th one, I recommend fitting Flinch Free level 1 in your build just for this. Stamina Melody 4. Although the attack song on this melody can only go from small to large, it does possess important songs. All Wind Pressure Negated. It gives Windproof 5 and on top of the equivalent of the Kushala set bonus. This melody is mostly for countering, well, you guessed it, Kushala Daora. Stamina use reduced route is pretty interesting. What it does is as straightforward as its name. But to elaborate on this, it caps your stamina consumption reduction. As you may be aware, it is possible to use skills, food skills, and items to diminish your stamina consumption. The reduction of stamina usage has a cap of 50%. Investing above this threshold will net no results. What's so great about this song is that it reaches the cap by itself. This means that your bow or dual blade players do not need to invest into Constitution or Marathon Runner. There will be no need for Freeline Black Belt or Dash Juice as well, and this is on top of the stamina cap plus recovery song this Hunting Horn has. It also features the Defense Up Large song. If you paid attention to the songs, you may have realized that there are 2 defense boosting songs on this one. Attack and Defense Up Small and Defense Up Large. After seeing this, you might be wondering how they interact. Well, the way songs work is that the stronger version will overwrite the weaker one. So in this case, the Defense Up Large will take priority and stay active even if you play Attack and Defense Up Small. Another thing is that having 2 Hunting Horns playing the same song will not give you a stronger buff. You will not get Attack Up XXL if 2 Attack Up Large horns play it. As you can see, all of those attack boosting melodies have more to offer than just pure raw power. It is up to you to decide which one you want to use based on the monster or your general preference. With this in mind, we will jump right into the second part of this video where we will explain how to build your horns. There are 2 types of recommended Safi horn, raw and elemental. Both follow a similar logic. One slot is used for the attack song of your choice, and after that we fill the 4 remaining slots with attack increase or elemental up awakenings. So this is how your horn should look like. 1 melody awakening, preferably an attack melody, 3 element up or 3 attack increase 5, and 1 element up or attack increase 6. In general, we do not go for a set bonus awakening. It is not worth losing raw or elemental over it, except in niche cases. Now, if you look closely, you will see that all these examples do not feature purple sharpness. There are multiple reasons as to why Hunting Horn doesn't need it, and I will go over those shortly. The first one is minimal gain. Here are the values for sharpness modifiers in Monster Hunter World Iceborne provided by Genetics and Tuna from the Monster Hunter Math Guide channel. What we can take away from this is that purple sharpness is at best a small damage increase, while the jump from blue to white sharpness is significant, 10%, going from white to purple isn't as much, 5%. To reach this level of sharpness, we would need to invest in Sharpness Awakening. This implies that we aren't using attack increases, and what this means is that we will inevitably drop some raw to get that sharpness. Now, this makes sense, but it's still rather vague, so let's compare two sets and see how it plays out. The set we will be comparing feature one with white sharpness and one with purple sharpness. Let's see how this plays out. Purple here is indeed a damage increase, however it is a rather small one, and it comes at the cost of sharpness. By going for purple, we lose half of our sharpness for a very small damage increase. The trade-off here doesn't seem really worth it, does it? What we are able to do with the Safi Horn is stacking enough raw or element awakenings with white sharpness. If we stay at white, we get 40 hits until we drop to blue. And if we combine this with Master Touch and 100% affinity, then dropping to blue becomes highly unlikely. This is a really comfy and strong alternative, and it won't punish you too hard for not hitting the correct part. The second reason is Echo Wave. The waves cannot deal critical damage and aren't affected by sharpness modifiers. What counts for those is increasing your weapon's raw. In other words, purple sharpness does nothing to help that damage. This matters a lot for raw hunting horn because the waves can be as good as the echo attack for those, under the right conditions. And last but not least, it is no bouncing. One of the unique properties of the self-improvement buff is that it prevents bouncing completely. The song is also quite lengthy. With Horn Maestro 2, its duration is 7.5 minutes, so realistically you are not going to bounce with a hunting horn. Now, if we look closely at the raw horn, our best option is the Shatter Horn, or the Blast Horn. Blast is a very good all-around status which can be used pretty much against anything. While you could still use one of the other three statuses for the same purpose, the effectiveness will not be the same. Your chances of getting more than one status proc are not high because 1. We are not building our horn for status, it is a bonus on top of the high roll we are able to reach, and 2. Because the threshold will increase once the monster recovers, and they can go quite high in multiplayer. Now, for Elemental Horn, earlier I said that for raw and Elemental, we still prioritized Attack Up Large. You might be wondering, why aren't we using the Elemental Attack song on our Elemental weapon? It sounds plausible, right? Yeah, it sounds like it makes sense. Well, the reality is that Hunting Horn gains more from Attack Up Large, and I will demonstrate this. But first we need to understand what the Elemental song does. Playing Elemental Attack boost once will give an 8% boost to our weapon-based elemental value. After the encore, this song goes from 8 to 10%. It has a unique interaction with the elemental effectiveness up bubble. If both of them are active at the same time, the boost turns into a 20% buff. In short, we are comparing a 20% raw buff and a 20% elemental buff. Here are the two sets we will be comparing. They are literally the same, only the songs are different. One features Attack Up Large, while the other features Elemental Attack Up. So it seems like Hunting Horn gains more from Attack Up Large. While the difference in damage for the Echo attack specifically might not be too big between the two sets, here's the issue. Outside of the Echo attack, Hunting Horn is still a raw favored weapon. The lack of Attack Up Large will severely affect all the other moves the weapon has, and you can see this on screen right now. This is also why Attack Up Large is recommended, even on Elemental Horns. It's a better boost across the board. A question that you may have regarding the elemental horn is the following. Should I make all of the horns? There are a lot of Safi weapons, and you might not be able to get all of them in time, so it makes sense to ask this. Like I said earlier, all of the elemental horns are statistically the same. Because of this, they are the best elemental option for their respective element. What will differentiate them is the number of monsters weak to said element. Here is the priority list for the elemental horns in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Water is the most important element because a lot of monsters in Iceborne are weak to it. Here is a list of notable water matchups. Fire is honestly not worth it. Most of the fire weak monsters in this game have rather bad elemental hit zone values. Ideally, the hit zone for elemental should be 25 or higher to see good results. If we look at a couple of examples, such as Berioth, Shrieking Legiana, or Velcana, it doesn't seem to be the case here. Kirin and Amiel are the only outliers. The fire value on the head for those monsters is superior or equal to 25, but Wrath works really well for those actually. Another thing is that Blast is quite good on most fire weak monsters, so you could be using a Shatterhorn instead and see better results. So to sum up, for Raw, make sure you get the Shatterhorn. For Elemental, all of them are good, but the priority should be Water, then Thunder, Ice, or Dragon. Fire is not worth it unless you really want to get it. And that's it. Safi'Jiiva is leaving soon. In case you haven't farmed much, make sure you do grab those horns, cause they are well worth it. Before I finish this video and I end it, I would like to thank a couple of people who helped me during the making of this one. I would like to thank Glass and Carl from the Monster Hunter Gathering Hall Discord server for helping me making sure that the information I was providing was easier to understand. I would like to thank Godhigh as well for his assistance and also helping me in verifying that the information I was providing was correct. I would like to thank Dawn as well for providing the pictures for the awakened Safi Hunting Horns I've used in this guide. Thanks a bunch to Megidoleon for making the earplug chart. And last but not least, thank you for watching this video. I hope that this one was, is and will be useful to you. As always, let's strive for self-improvement.